I want to welcome everyone to our 2016 Galway Downs International Press Conference. This has been a glorious week. We've had spectacular weather, we've had great footing, we've had impressive courses, but most of all, we have had the best riding. It has just been the most safe, most exciting weekend. Really a lot of fun. So hats off to you guys for coming. We have Amber Levine, her very own carry-on, winning on her dressage score all the way through. Really a super showing through the weekend. Ellen Dowdy-Hume, wow. You're a very experienced partner, but how fun for you to make the trip all the way up here to come do this, and we'll talk about that. James, no stranger to sitting up top, but how nice for you to, your partner Parker, he's a special one, isn't he? I don't even know. I can't even say all the things. Anyway, I'm going to pass this to Amber first to tell us a little bit about the show jumping ride today and then a little about the weekend.
He was so good. He was absolutely fabulous. He's really come into his own all weekend and really matured, and he's only 9. So he's got a bright future ahead of him, and, already thinking about next year and, what next. But in the meantime, it'll be nice to go home and have a little bit of a break. But a great note to end on.
How was your ride?
Obi was phenomenal all weekend. I was really pleased he ended on his dressage score. We've been working hard at our dressage all year, and he's put in good performances, so I'm happy to come back. And I fell off here 2 years ago at the final water when he hung a leg, so I felt like I had to come redeem myself, and he was super.
Give it to James just to talk about Parker.
He was really good, and he's such a great horse, and over the years he's done so many big CCI classes, and always does his best, so I'm really delighted with him.
So I've invited Ian Stark to come up. Ian, you always seem to find just the right pitch. Usually the riders are screaming in a very high-pitched voice before they send off. But yesterday was an extraordinary day. Not a fall, not a horse fall, not a rider fall. And there's no way we can predict that. There's no crystal ball. But how do you find the right way for these riders, this footing, this place, these West Coast riders, who you've come to know so well?
Well, thank you. It's probably, I think it's 9 years I've been coming here doing the course, so it's I get to know the place well, but there's been so many changes, especially this year, where suddenly we've got a vast area of grass out there as well as the dirt tracks. So, and I think the footing was probably one of the best ever, and I think Bert Wood and Jay and Tommy and the boys have done a brilliant job. You can't predict what's going to happen. I mean, I couldn't have said there wasn't going to be a fall all of yesterday. It's very special when it happens. But for me, I felt that the tracks were all up to standard. There were all some decent questions in each section. There was some lighter moments, but there was certainly some tough questions out there, and the riders rose to the challenge, and it was great to see. And quite often if you end up with too simple a track, people have no respect, and then that's when trouble happens. When people actually respect the course, then they tend to get out there and set about it and ride in. Some brilliant riding yesterday. I mean, in all the levels, it was fantastic for me to watch, and it's very special. And it's there's quite a lot of luck in getting it right, but they made me look better than probably I am.
So Amber, you rerouted here after Fair Hill, and talk to us a little bit about how redeeming and how wonderful it was to be able to come back here almost to home turf and to win here.
It was a lot of fun. It was definitely needed to happen. I could feel it in warm-up yesterday that he was definitely not done for the year. He was very, very happy to be out there yesterday, and I thought it was a great course, and gave him a really good confidence boost, and he just got better and better as he went, and felt super after 10 minutes. Couldn't have asked him to be any better.
Ellen, you've ridden around Rolex. You've done a lot with Obi. What made you decide to make the long trip up here to Galway Downs?
It was a decision. Fairhill and Galway are both about 23 hours, so I went to Fairhill last year, and so I thought I better come to Galway and redeem myself and hopefully not fall off this year. So it was just, I thought a change of scenery for him, and he went to Montana and Michigan this year, and we went out to South Carolina last month, so he's kind of been all over the map this year, so I thought it would be a good finisher for him for the year.
His frequent flyer miles, road miles, are really showing. Yours both. James, not only winning, doing so well with Parker today, but winning on Thomas Court Cooley in the 2-star. That's a really important win for that horse. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, he's that's his first CCI, Thomas Court. So it was a bit of the unknown, and it was a really big ask for him. But I think he's really, really special horse, special talent, yeah, I mean, I think he's done every show he's done this year. I think he's been first or second, which is amazing because he's done a lot. And yeah, every time we ask him for something more, he handles it so easily, and he does it sort of squealing and happy. That's the way he does it. He just sort of plays with it. And yeah, I think the big thing really was the gallop. I think he's always been a phenomenal mover and a phenomenal jumper. It's just whether he gallops well enough, really. So I think this was 9 minutes 27, which is a long way for a 2-star, so it was a real test for him. So I said to the owners, I may not go out flying, I want to make sure I get home because I'm not sure, but I think I had a few time penalties, but I think I could have made a time on him, honestly, if I'd just gone a little bit more. But no, we're thrilled for him. That's great.
You all, it's sort of a generation of riders that have cut your teeth on Ian's courses, and Ellen, I think you've done a couple of Ian courses for sure. So what would you all say to Ian then about what you've learned?
Did I leave now?
No. What have your horses gained from that experience? Because I really do think you have an advantage that the rest of the country doesn't have. Ian's now doing Carolina on the East Coast, and he does Richland, but you all have an advantage having Woodside and having Galway, and I think your horses are better for it. My thought, but what is yours?
Absolutely, I think Ian definitely sets very bold, which my horse really likes. My horse definitely has wings, and I was reminded of that at Fairhill. So the whole course walking here, just knowing that Ian sets on a bigger step most of the time, and my horse has a huge step, and just knowing that he does have wings was a big confidence boost for myself leaving the box, and looking at some of the stuff like the first water, just knowing that it wasn't going to be as scary for my horse to look at as it was for me to look at, because it was definitely quite large, but I thought it was a super course, and definitely a confidence boost for myself and my horse.
I've ridden a bunch of Ian's courses. I've been to Richland and Carolina. I've been out here, and he definitely sets very bold courses. And the horses come off better for it. They're always fun to ride and have a blast with them.
Yeah, no, I think Ian's courses, I think if you see in the results, really, if you ride them well, I think the horses seem to understand the fences and all of that. There's nothing sort of strange and trappy that a horse might be like, that's not a jump. I think some of the courses you ride, I think the horses sometimes see fences that they don't even read as jumps, but there's nothing like that. I think if a problem happens, it's normally because the rider's sort of made a mistake rather than the horse doesn't understand that it's a jump to be jumped. So I like that. I think if the rider rides well, there's a chance the horse is going to understand and do the job.
Well, a big thank you to all of you. I have a little shout out. I understand that Amber is really Mrs. Amber. She's Amber Berglund, is not taking the name yet, but is off on her honeymoon Tuesday. Yeah. Is that right? So I can't think of a better honeymoon present than this. It's a shout out to the honey who lets you come and be here, and a big thank you. But congratulations to all of you. Really appreciate your weekend. Ian, a big thank you to you. It was a phenomenal weekend.
I want to know, did you postpone the honeymoon for the event?
Oh, yeah.
You've got your priorities right.
All right. Thank you to all of you. Thank you all for joining us at the Galway Downs International 2016. Really hoping to see everyone here next year.